Good morning, beloveds. It is July 25th. We have an interesting title today. Our title is, What Will I Grow Up to Be? I don't even know what to do with this. Okay, the first quote is, that we henceforth be no more children, carried about with every wind of the doctrine, but speaking the truth in love, may grow up into them in all things. Ephesians 4:14 and 15. The second quote is, ignorance of the law excuses no one from its effects, but knowledge clothes us in the seamless robe. Now, to Science of Mind 471. How charmed are we when we hear little children talk about their futures as adults. Shall I be a doctor, fireman, nurse? But tomorrow arrives and something more desirable looms on the horizon. Then we grow into adulthood. At least we feel we have grown up. I wonder when we decided that this was the end of growing, the end of curiosity and exploration. If we are part of the infinite flow of life, we shall always be creating new thoughts and sensations at some level of experience. In short, we shall never grow up completely. We shall always be wondering what lies just around the corner, and there will always be a new corner. Spirit in us is always seeking its most perfect level. Therefore, it is forever revealing its glorious self. We may never be fully satisfied to stay where we are, since it is our infinite nature to be interested in the more of ourselves. Let us avoid becoming too fearful or comfortable when changes come. Instead, let us invite God to continuously play with zest and expectancy. Infinite mind inspires me. Infinite power expresses through me. Infinite love heals me and presents me as a true spiritual being. I enjoy every day of my life. I enjoy its newness. I learn from its challenges and I delight in its opportunities. I remain open to all possibilities, knowing that God in me surfaces with more beauty, more joy, and more wonder each day. I am grateful to be who I am here, now, and always. And that is MS. That is Margaret Stortz. Who will I be when I grow up? You know, and that's an interesting conversation because it's one that we're starting to have. I'm closing in on 50, and yet I'm still wondering who I'm going to be when I grow up. Now, I did grow up in the military. My dad was in the Air Force, and so I did grow up with this. We moved around a lot when I was young, and so I changed schools. I learned how to make friends fairly easily, and I enjoy the changes. I enjoy the change of scenery. I enjoy new people. I like that, but I understand that I'm kind of in the minority there. It flabbergasts me when I meet people who've never even been out of the state that they were born in. I'm just like, but she's right. We have the opportunity to continue to grow. That curiosity that's part of who we are, it never really goes away. I think sometimes we just stop feeding it. I think it's one of the reasons why I enjoy reading so much is because there's always something new. What I do, what I like to call my mortgage paying job, one of the things that I like about it is there's always something new, to learn. The industry is constantly growing and changing and finding new things or new ways to combine things. And that's what drew me to Science of Mind was that idea of, open at the top. It wasn't what there is to know. There's still more to know. Ernest was like, there are new ideas constantly coming in. And so, we're open to new ideas. We're open to new ways of thinking. We want to know what everybody is up to. We're open to learning the truths in other faith traditions and in other philosophies. And so we study them respectfully. And when we find things that may be helpful to us, our tradition says, well, please respectfully incorporate them. We're open. So there's always something. So what do you want to be when you grow up? It's interesting that in the Bible, Jesus says, be ye as little children. Because that's the only way to get into heaven. And part of that is being open to new experiences, being open to learning new things, being open to new information, being willing to change. So what will I be when I grow up? I don't know. Because I don't ever intend to grow up. I intend to always have a little bit of that childlike wonder and that childlike curiosity in me, and continue to learn new things. And what is it? So we'll never be fully satisfied to stay where we are, since it is our infinite nature to be interested in the more of ourselves. Because we're part of something bigger, because there's always more of God to learn, to know, to experience, to be. And that's who we get to be. So let us avoid becoming too fearful or too comfortable when change comes. Let us invite God's continuous play with zest and expectancy. The world is going to change around us. That's what it does. It runs in this cycle, but it's still constantly changing. It's never quite the same way from season to season, and that's really neat, really cool. So I like that line where she says, I wonder when we decided that this was the end of growing, the end of curiosity and exploration. I think that's part of the reason why I have a degree in anthropology, because that's what it was. It was about exploring, the width and the breadth and the depth of human nature. It wasn't about what was wrong with us, but just why we do the things we do. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So what will you be when you grow up? So I would say, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is not to become too comfortable, but to invite God's continuous play, to invite that exploration, to go back to that childlike wonder and that childlike curiosity and that childlike awe of the bigger world around us. So, that's the mission, should we choose to accept it. I would also suggest, as I always do, to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. Big, small, doesn't matter. When I get off this, I'm going to go ahead and call my doctor's office to see if there might be anything I can do to either help with the headache or to shorten my adjustment period. It's interesting, and I miss reading. I do. And that's one of the things that's making life a little interesting right now. I was paying attention though. So my vision, there were things that I didn't know that I couldn't see, and now I can. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I see why he told me I'm going to come back pretty soon to have the other eye done. So, I just got to give this one a chance to finish healing. All right, beloveds. So loving, kind, compassion, practice on yourself. Super important. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You got the mission for today. As always, I do encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. I decided to exercise both my mind and my eye and my body I went for a walk today. So that was good. It was short, partly because it's hot and partly I just sweated that tape right off. It was interesting. So, do that engage your mind and body thing. Please drink plenty of water. It's still very hot. We did get a little bit of rain yesterday that cooled it off for a little while. That was nice. and I had Tom move the aloes so that they could get some water. And then I moved the so they could get some of the rain, you know. And so drink that water. The aloes need it, the ivies need it, the grass needs it, you need it. It's still hot out there. I know we're closing on in the end of July, but take care of yourself. So, and that early morning light, very important to resetting those circadian rhythms, getting that energy up, and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. So you can create it where you are. You don't need anything other than you. So do what Emma says. Look for the good and praise it. All right, beloveds. Catch us on the social medias. We're Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. Reverend Arthur was really amazing yesterday. I need to go check and see if that video finished processing so I can get it up on YouTube. But it is up on Facebook. So, scroll back a couple of videos and you'll find it. And then I'm the Running Rev Ryan. I was working on my YouTube channel last night. So there's that. That's where I archive these. I don't want to clutter up the Creative Life page too much. So I created my own page to archive these talks. So if you ever want to know what was going on a specific day in the last 2 years, well, I probably had something to say about it. There was something else and I don't remember what it was. So I'm going to tell you to have an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a good day. If that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Because you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. And I remembered what I forgot. If you want to know what's going on at the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. And the hot links are hot. So Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.